Assalamu alaikum. I'm Zulfikar Ali from HR Consultants. Today, HR Consultant is live with La Trobe University, Melbourne, Australia. La Trobe University is one of the most vital partner universities of HR Consultants. Well, I am going to introduce you Mr. Amit Malhotra, Regional Director, South Asia and Africa of La Trobe University. Thank you very much, Mr. Amit.
Thank you so much.
I would like to tell you something about La Trobe University. La Trobe University is a public research-based university in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. Its flagship campus is located in Melbourne suburb of Pandora. The university was established in 1964, becoming the third university in the state of Victoria and the 12th university in Australia. So we are going to discuss about La Trobe ranking, location, courses, entry requirement, fee structure, intakes, scholarships options, accommodation options, and the special arrangements for the Pakistani student due to COVID-19. So now over to Mr. Amit. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you so much, and salam to all the listeners. First of all, wish you all happy Ramzan. Well, thank you so much for connecting with us today for this session. Like I've been introduced, my name is Amit Malhotra. I'm the Regional Director for South Asia and Africa at La Trobe University. Now, I would like to share with you a quick introduction on La Trobe University. So, as Zulfikar Bhai mentioned, La Trobe University is the third university formed in state of Victoria under the Parliaments Act. So the university was formed in 1964 and we commenced our first batch of students in 1967. So we are over 50-year-old as an institution. Well, in terms of the university reputation, if I talk about the ranking and reputation, we are globally recognized. We are quite highly rated. If I, for example, look at Asia Pacific region, La Trobe has been rated in the top 50 universities in Asia Pacific region. And if I talk about globally, we are ranked in the top 1.1% universities of the world. So in terms of our reputation, our ranking, we have a very, very strong name across the globe. In fact, we work with over 250 partner institutions across the world doing a lot of work like articulations, joint research. We do a lot of student exchange. So there are a lot of academic to academic engagement. So we've been working very closely with multiple institutions across the world because we believe that you cannot achieve anything in isolation. It's always the synergy. So it's always important for us to work together with other partners also. Now, La Trobe as an institution offers a whole range of courses. So we have got courses in business, we have got IT, health, education, and humanities. University has got quite a wide presence in the state of Victoria, and we've got a presence in Sydney also. So when I say Victoria, like it's been mentioned in the introduction, we are in Melbourne, and our Melbourne campus is the largest campus, metropolitan campus of Australia. You can see in my background, my virtual background, that's the part of our campus with great facilities. And I'll talk about it shortly. We also have got regional presence. We've got presence in Bendigo, Shepparton, Mildura. So we are there in the regional campus, as well as we've got in the heart of the city presence also, which is in the Melbourne City Centre at Collins Street. And we have a presence in New South Wales, in Sydney. So we have quite having quite a nice presence, a wide presence in Australia. As a university, we have got at the moment over 35,000 students, and close to about 8,000 students are international, who've been coming from all across the world, more than 100 different nationalities. We've got a very good presence of students from Pakistan. We get a lot of students coming down to pick up a whole range of courses. Definitely, there's more demand for business-related programs and health-related programs, but we do get students coming in from Pakistan for other programs also. So in terms of our reputation, our ranking, we're very strong. Like I said, we've got a beautiful campus with great facilities. I was telling you about our Melbourne campus. Our Melbourne campus it's a largest campus of Australia with beautiful lecture rooms, labs, We've got a lot of accommodation on the campus for international students as well. We've got a lot of restaurants on the campus. We have got cafeterias. We've got wildlife sanctuary. We've got dedicated R&D park on the campus. And I'd like to share with you an exciting update also that the Victorian government recently has given us about $5 billion to convert our Melbourne campus into the University City of Future. That's a project it's called. Now, under this project, primarily what we're doing is that we are upgrading our research facilities. We have developed a stadium on the campus, and a lot of teams are actually now considering the campus as their home ground. We are bringing in a lot of companies to come down and set up themselves on the campus. We are getting the train station on the campus. So there are a lot of developments happening. This will be another CBD of Melbourne. So that I think gives you a bit of idea about how big is the university, its vision, and where we're leading to as an institution.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Amit Malhotra. Can you please tell us about the ranking of the university, more about the courses, location, and fee structure and entry requirements for the Pakistani students? So I'll be very thankful.
Certainly, absolutely. So in terms of, first of all, I didn't mention about Melbourne. We've got close to about 250 courses that we offer at undergraduate, postgraduate, and research level. We also have got presence of our college, which is the Pathway College, also on the campus in our Melbourne campus, which is called the Trobe College Australia. Now we offer the foundation and diploma courses also there. So we've got pretty much all the courses of high demand. For example, if I talk about business, we run courses in accounting, finance, sports management, marketing. We run courses in the area of international business, MBA, business analytics, which is very popular among the Pakistani students. We offer courses in the area of business intelligence called the Business Information Management Systems. From a health perspective, we see a large volume of students coming down to do the Master of Public Health, which is very popular in Pakistan for us. We offer Master of Digital Health. At the bachelor's also, we offer courses like the Bachelor's of Health Sciences. We run courses in IT and engineering. We've got a whole range of courses like the civil engineering. We offer courses in electronic engineering. We've got manufacturing engineering. We've got industrial engineering. We run construction engineering and management. So we got a lot of courses like this. We run then the artificial intelligence. We run courses in Internet of Things at master's level. We have got cyber security programs. So we have got a whole range of programs. The very popular one, the information communication technology. So we run a whole range of courses in different disciplines. If I come to humanities also, we get interest from Pakistan for international relations, international development, community development and planning, particularly with the concept that all the countries are trying to become more, they want to urbanize the cities. They were looking at smart cities. So that's where there's a huge demand for people in this particular area of community planning and development. So we run those courses. Similarly, in the area of education, we have got a lot of courses available for teaching. If the students want to become teachers, they want to become get into the teaching space in the school sector, as well as they can pick up courses in the administration of institutions like the Master of Education Leadership and Management. We run in the English training programs like the Masters of TESOL, which is teaching of English to the speakers of other languages. So we have a huge variety of programs that we offer. Like I said, we get students coming in from Pakistan for various different areas. Now, our requirements vary depending on from where the students have done their bachelor's or the 12. Now, if I first start with students who are coming down for post-graduation, and I particularly talk about the requirements for students who have done undergraduation in Pakistan, there is a process where the universities of every country have been divided under different divisions. We call them sections. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3. Now, Section 1 are considered to be a little higher in terms of the standards. Now, most of the courses there, we take students with either 50, 55%, and the few courses 60%. Same goes with Section 2 also, which are again taken as the reputed institutions of Pakistan. There are few which are left over, which are taken as the new developing institution, which is still sort of are progressing and growing over the period. They're taken as the Section 3. For them, we ask for a bit higher requirement, which is about a 70%. But what we have done is that to motivate students and to reward students who have done well in the bachelor's, we offer them very attractive scholarships also. So students who have got 55 and higher can apply for scholarships up to 30%. The way it goes is that somebody who's got a 50%, 55% to 70% are awarded a 20% scholarship for the entire duration of the program. But someone who's got 70 to 75 would be awarded a 25% scholarship, and someone who's got above 75% is awarded a 30% scholarship across the whole duration of the program. And what we do it is that if a student is accepting their offer at least 4 weeks prior to the course start date, we give them an additional 5% scholarship called the early bird grant. So they can avail extra scholarship also, which I think is a substantial saving per year. They're saving something like a $13,000 to $14,000 a year, which I think makes a lot of difference when it comes down to the cost of the students. And like I said, a lot of Pakistan students have been doing extremely well on the campus. We've got a good number of students from Pakistan. They've been doing extremely well. They're academically very, very good. And a lot of students who come down from there actually avail these scholarships. So most of the students do get scholarships when they're studying at La Trobe University. Now, one important point that I like to cover, which I didn't mention about when I was talking about the facilities on the campus. In 2010, La Trobe University built up a Muslim prayer room on the campus. It's like a very nice mosque on the campus. So university inaugurated that, understanding that we have a huge student population coming in from Islamic countries. A lot of students come down from Pakistan. We get a lot of students coming in from Middle East. We get a lot of students coming from Africa, from India, from Bangladesh. So this is one of the most crucial service. The prayers primarily are done. The 4 prayers of the day are done over there. Special celebrations are done during the festival period. So, for example, nowadays when we are having Ramadan, the special ceremonies are also done. We have a separate room, prayer room for women and men. So all these services have been available to make sure students do not face any challenges. We've also heard from a lot of parents, they're concerned that do we offer halal food on the campus? I would like to share with you that most of the restaurants, in fact, pretty much all our restaurants on the campus do serve halal food. So the parents and the students don't have to worry about it. But good thing is in Australia, getting halal food is very easy. It's pretty much all the restaurants do follow that. So it's easier when they're on the campus or they're in the city, getting the right type of food, facilities, it's easier for the students.
Thank you. So can you please tell us about the specific entry requirement for the intermediate student of Pakistan, like year 12 students, because we have 3 categories of undergrad, like year 12 student, intermediate students, A-level students, and DAE students, Diploma of Associate Engineering students. So can you please tell us about the specific entry requirement for the intermediate student?
Certainly. I'll come down to first the local boards in Pakistan. So there are multiple streams in which the students can do the year 12. We do recognize the engineering and medical streams. So students who have done the year 12 in medical stream or engineering stream can get direct entry into the bachelor degree at the university. And like any other board, they are accepted with a 60% for business courses, 65 for IT, and for health and engineering, we accept a 70% from them. Now, the other streams like the arts and business or the commerce, for them, unfortunately, we don't take students directly into the bachelor degree, but we do offer them the pathway of diploma, where the students can start by a diploma of 1 year, which leads to the second year of the bachelor degree. So they're not doing any extra years, but within the same time frame of 3 years or 4 years, depending on whether they're doing the business, engineering, or IT, they can complete the bachelor degree, and even they don't have to pay anything extra. And the students primarily are given scholarships starting with a 65%. So the scholarship stands as 65 to 75% scorer would get a scholarship of 20%, 75 to 80 would get a 25% scholarship. Anyone who scored above 80 would be entitled for a 30% scholarship. We also accept students with the IB background or the A levels, and based on the courses, they also vary. But what we do it is that we have set up the equivalency with the Pakistani year 12 and the other boards across the world. put them on at the equivalency table, and we do recognize it accordingly. So, for example, a student in, for example, coming to the A levels, if they got three C's, they can get into the business course, and they can even get the scholarship. So we have the equivalencies, but the what I would like to share with all of you is that the A-level students and the IB students are certainly acceptable to come down, and we have also equally set up the scholarship criteria for them.
So, what is the minimum entry requirement for the bachelor students? Like if student has done 2 years bachelor's in Pakistan, so what will be the program offer for that student?
Sure. So the students who have done the 2-year bachelor degree, primarily that is not considered equivalent to the Australian bachelor degree. But what we do it is that in such cases, we look at the subjects that they have done and we get them exemptions into the bachelor degree. So for example, if they've done a 2-year bachelor degree and they want to come down to a bachelor of business, they don't have to do an entire 3-year bachelor business degree in Australia at the Trobe. They would be given exemptions for the subjects that they've already done. So we do give them a good amount of credit based on the performance and the subjects that they've opted down in a 2-year bachelor degree in Pakistan.
So what is the minimum entry requirement for the Section 3 universities from the Pakistan?
Sure. So Section 3, we look at 70%, but Section 1 and 2, generally the most of the courses start with either 50 or 55%.
Right. So do you offer the master students to the next master level program? If a student has done master from Pakistan and willing to study a master program again, can you please offer that?
Absolutely.
Can you please offer him the program as well?
Sure, certainly. What is happening now in the world is that the employers are looking for multi-specialist people, and the world is now moving in such a, we have moved into such an era where you can't just pick up one skill and think that that's enough for your whole career. Now you don't need to learn anything more. So people do want to upgrade their knowledge, they want to upgrade their information, and the new things, new technologies are coming up on a regular basis. So we do get a lot of aspirants who say, I have a master's degree, but I like to go for another master's to learn something more in another specialist area. So we are more than happy to accept students. There is no such criteria that if you have a big qualification, you can't do another qualification. So we definitely take students who already hold a master's degree and want to come down to another master's degree with us.
So can you please slightly tell us about the fee structure of the university, because students really want to know that as well.
Sure. So most of our courses stand between $35,000 to $38,000. This is the tuition fee without the scholarship. Like I said, we primarily now almost giving scholarships to majority of the students by easing out the scholarship requirements a little and making sure that we are giving equal recognition to the students' hard work that they're putting in their home country. So let's say if a student gets a 30% scholarship and he's coming for a program that stands at 35,000, the fees will be reduced to almost about $25,000 for them. So they get a 30% reduction, and if they're making a payment at least about 4 weeks prior to the course start date, they get an extra 5% scholarship on the first tuition fee as well. So with the scholarship, the cost goes substantially down. And there are many other funding opportunities depending on where they're studying. So regional campuses have got some more attractive scholarships, which can go up to $15,000 per annum. Now, when I mentioned about regional campuses, I did mention to you about Albury Wodonga, Bendigo, Mildura, Shepparton campus of ours. Now, these campuses are known as regional campuses, which are in the smaller cities with a lesser population. Now, our campus in Bendigo is very, very popular. Amongst the international students, we get a lot of students coming down. In fact, because of the increasing popularity of the Bendigo campus, we decided to introduce a lot more courses to our Bendigo. So we were still running a lot of courses in the past, like the whole range of bachelor courses in business, engineering, IT, even the physiotherapy practices, community planning and development. But because of increasing demand, now we've started to introduce a lot of master's courses at the business, for business and for IT as well. And the plan is to get more courses to Bendigo also. Now, if you're coming down to, like I said, to Bendigo, you can avail extra scholarship. And even the government also have come up with a regulation that if you are studying in a regional tier 2 city like Bendigo, you are entitled for extra 2-year work rights. So they get extra work rights also. So if you, depending on students' interest, funding, work rights, there are a lot of things that we can share with them when we speak to them individually and guide them based on what would be the most suitable for them based on their aspirations.
Right. How many intakes La Trobe University offers to the international students?
Right.
Because it's very important.
Yes, absolutely. So traditionally, we've been offering 3 intakes. We start our course in February, in July, and in November. But because of COVID-19 situation, what we have done it is that we've added more entry points this year. So this is just for this year. So what we're doing it is that we have brought in entry point in July. We brought an entry point in September. We brought an entry point in November. So there's an extra intake been added for the rest of this year to help students to start at their convenience. But generally, we start only 3 times in a year, which is February, July, as well as the November intake.
Wonderful. So I just want to know what is the entry requirement for the PhD student and what is the criteria to apply for the PhD student, because we have a number of students asking for the admission or for the direct admissions. Can you please tell us about PhD
Certainly.
students?
So when you say the for the PhD students, if they've got about a 60 or a 65%, they would be entitled to get admission to majority of the programs at our university.
So is there any criteria involved to get the initial assessment by the supervisors or the consent involved to get that
Right.
application process?
Yes, so we because we have to assess the credits for the students, that how much waiver can they get into the bachelor degree. We do send those applications to the faculty for assessment, but we make sure that they turn around very quickly. In fact, the faculties have been very supportive. They try to turn around every single application within a week.
So what is the accommodation options available for the international student at La Trobe University?
Sure. Like I was sharing with you, we've got a huge campus. Our Melbourne campus and even the Bendigo campus are quite large campuses. Even the Bendigo campus is almost about 80 acres big. We've built in a lot of accommodation on both of these campuses. So if the students want to stay on the campus, they can just simply come down to our website. They can have a virtual tour of all the campus facilities in terms of accommodation facilities. Based on their budget, their liking in terms of the facilities, they can opt for it and book it. We're building up more accommodation on the campus under the project, which is the University City of Future. And there is one which is about 600 beds. Accommodation is almost ready now. So we have got ample of accommodation. So students who are looking to stay on campus, we generally recommend that they should start booking the accommodation a little in advance, should not keep it for the last day. Similarly, in Bendigo also, we've got a lot of accommodation on the campus, and students can stay on the campus in those accommodations as well.
Wonderful. Mr. Ahmed, can you please tell us about the special arrangements for the Pakistani student due to this COVID-19? So
Sure.
this is the last question, because it is very important for the Pakistani student. They are asking for the intakes and the situations going on.
Certainly. What I'll do it is I'll just elaborate a bit more on this while answering them. The reason is that that will help them to understand what are the initiatives being taken to support the international students and particularly the Pakistani students I will emphasize on. So what has happened is that this whole situation has came up all of a sudden in February. It became intense with a lot of uncertainty about how rapidly will this problem will continue. So what we were the first university in Australia to transfer our face-to-face teaching on the campus to digital platform. So all the students were moved on to the digital. But what we did was to support the students, international students who were in Australia at that time. We came up with a lot of plans, and we also supported them in a big way by reducing the study load. We gave them the option that if they want to pick up lesser subjects, they could do it. We gave them the fee payment plans, where they were given even the extension to pay the fee up till the end of April. We gave them the bursaries funding. Like there was a technology assistance package that was offered to them, about $1,000. so that they don't have laptops or they don't have the proper internet connection. They could buy it using that money, that $1,000. We gave them financial bursaries, which were given up to $3,000, understanding that a lot of students decided not to go for part-time work because they were scared and concerned about the situation outside. Like I said, how rapidly was it spreading? The COVID-19, we didn't know at that situation. So we gave them a $3,000 financial bursary. The well-being calls were made. Students were supported to withdraw their superannuation as per the government's announcement that anybody who has been in Australia for more than 12 months can withdraw the superannuation contribution also. And they were given the grocery discount vouchers as well. So we gave them a lot of assistance. This whole assistance, the university put together about $12 million, and close to about 6.8 million were offered to international students. Like I was saying, we've got a lot of Pakistani students on the campus. So we make sure that all the students are happy, they've been looked after well, they don't have a problem. Anyone facing any problem, our student services were very active, the department, in giving them calls to find out their well-being. So we didn't leave anybody, missed anyone, to make sure that they all been looked after well and they don't feel worried about being away from their home. But what we've done also in the looking at the current situation is that we have decided to come up with more intakes and more scholarships. So what we've done it is that we have now, like I was mentioning to you, we are starting now our course 3 times in the rest of this year. There will be an entry point for July, there will be an entry point in September and November. And we're giving option to students that instead of picking up 4 subjects on a semester basis, they can rather pick up 2 subjects in a term. So they take 2 subjects every term. So they have to only pay for 2 subjects. They have lesser study load on them. They have to pay lesser money. So it's a bit easier. And as soon as your Australian borders open up, they can move down to Australia. So I take an example. A student has to do a master's. Now they start with 2 subjects. They do 2 subjects. They finish that. And then they come down to Australia. As soon as the borders open up, they can do the rest of the 14 subjects in Australia, which can be spread across 2 years, not impacting their any opportunities in Australia at all. So that's one that we did. The second thing what we did was that we came up with more scholarships, like I indicated to you. In terms of scholarships, we eased out our scholarship plan. So we came up with a scholarship plan where we're giving now up to 30% scholarship. And you can see the criteria for postgraduate students. These scholarships will be deducted upfront. So even if students picking up 2 subjects, they will deduct the scholarship amount upfront from the initial payment. So that way, for example, if they're supposed to pay $7,000 and they get a 30% scholarship, they are only paying $4,900. On the top of it, if the students are accepting 4 weeks prior to the course start date, they get extra 5% discount on the 1-year tuition fee. So that way, they're saving a lot of money and also not delaying their study plans. The third thing what we did was that we brought in a lot of flexibility with admission requirements. So if any of the boards back in Pakistan have decided that they don't want to conduct the final examination, rather what they will do it is that they will pass the student based on the earlier results, whether it's a university, whether it's IB, whether it's Cambridge. If they're not conducting the final exams, but giving them the final grades based on the previous performance, we recognize that. We understand a lot of universities across the world are taking that decision. So we are giving a lot of that sort of the flexibility to our students. So yes, thank you so much. And we brought in some flexibility with English also, like accepting TOEFL home edition, we're accepting IELTS indicator. So we're trying to bring in a lot more flexibility and more options for the students without compromising on the quality. And making sure, one more point I'd like to say is that when I was mentioning about moving to digital education, the university has put in a lot of resources, a lot of investment into the digital education, where we are making sure that students do not get disadvantaged by studying digitally. So they will have the proper lectures. Timetables have been set based on the convenience, because students will be staying at different locations, different time zones. So we brought in that the student can have access to the recorded lectures. They will record lectures, be recorded. They can hear to them anytime. Student will continue to have the one-on-one interaction with the academics. Student will continue to have engagement with the fellow students. Also, more importantly, that if they have any challenges at any stage, they can just simply get in touch with us and we will help them out. So the student services will continue to operate online. So there is no sort of compromising or no sort of substandardizing the facilities and the experience. Students should, we want to make sure the student continue to have the similar experience as they would get when they come down to Australia. Now, uh, if a student decides to come and to start with digital education, and let's say, for example, in the first 10 days of starting the classes, they don't like it, there could be possibility that can happen.
Yeah.
And they have to look at every scenario. So we are happy to refund them the entire tuition fee.
Wonderful.
And if they decide, yes, and if they decide that they would like to transfer that money or put into account that money for the next fee payment when they come down to Australia, we can carry forward that money also. Also, we're keeping in mind the students are studying digitally, so they're applying from they're studying from their home country without a visa at that stage. Now, let's say, I know La Trobe doesn't get rejections. We never had problems, but just in case, if a student is unlucky, gets a visa rejection, but has already done 2 subjects or 4 subjects in their home country, we'll make sure they get their money back. So we'll refund even then also, even if they've done 4 subjects, because visa rejection is not their fault, and why should they be penalized? So we want to make sure that if any student who has done some subjects is unsuccessful in obtaining the visa, they get their money back. The only thing that we are doing it is that we are not issuing transcript in that stage, because we're giving them the money back. We will not be issuing the transcript to the student.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed. I hope this session will be very useful for the students. So thank you very much. If your students wants to apply for the La Trobe University, please feel free to contact me. My contact number is 0346 4747 020. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Ahmed.
Thank you so much, Zulfikar Bhai, and thank you to all the listeners for attending the session. I'd like to convey special thanks to the HR consultant for the great work they've been doing in Pakistan, for the wonderful services that they offer to the students. And I wish you all stay safe, stay healthy, and once again, happy Ramzan. God bless.
Thank you very much. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.